This here is my old Ford 5000 tractor. It's a pretty good old tractor, but gonna have to do some work on it. Power steering's giving me some issues. It's got a leak in the power cylinder, which is down here under the radiator. So I'm gonna pull that off, and I'm gonna take it to a guy, and he's gonna rebuild it for me. So I gotta pull the radiator off to get to it. So that's what I'm gonna be working on. Alright, there we go. You can see it. Looks like inside. Got a few bugs in there. Hose for the air cleaner. There's a connection here, and then this goes around and comes out right here and hooks up right here. So I'm gonna have to take that out in order to get this cover off. Try to get these clamps on off here. Go. That was pretty easy. Now I'm going to take this off here on this side. Alright, there we go. Got that out. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do here is we're going to take this whole front end off. And there's just a few bolts holding it on the front at the bottom. One right there and one right there. And then you got two around here on the back, right down here. There's one just like that on the other side. You also have this one here, holding on to this support bracket. Same thing over here on the other side. And then it looks like just one screw up here on the top. Well, we got all the bolts out of this front end clip. So it should just slide right off. But we're gonna see what happens. This just pulls right out, just to cover it. May have to pull it forward a little bit to get it past this other piece here. We definitely don't want to damage the radiator. Yep, and then there we cleared that. Okay, there it is. Got it out. So the next thing I got to do is drain this radiator. So I'm going to take this main hose off that goes into the engine, and I'm going to drain that radiator. Just got a little hose clamp here I got to take off. This holds about 7 gallons of antifreeze, and antifreeze is pretty expensive these days, so we don't want to waste any of it. Plus we don't want animals or anything getting it. Looks like we're losing some already. Got the hose on the other side. I'm going to have to take off over here, and then there's a couple bolts up underneath, 2 bolts right up here into the bottom that we'll have to take out. Next, they're kind of hard to get to. They're 5/8 inch nuts that you got to take off. And then we should just be able to pull that radiator on out from there. All right, well, we've got the hoses all off. We've got these two nuts up underneath the radiator that holds it on off. And now it should be loose. We should be able to just pull it off now. So we just got to be real careful not to damage this. Yep, it does look like we're hitting the fan with the fan cover, so it's just 3 screws on each side to take that fan cover off, so I'll just do that real quick. Okay, now we've got the fan cover loose back here. Now we should just be able to pull this on out. All right, so what we have here, this is the power cylinder for the power steering. We've got this big pin here, and down it goes down through here, and at the very bottom there is it had one of these little cotter pins. Same with this one here. It had a cotter pin down there at the bottom, so we just went down there with some needle nose pliers and got that out. And now I'm pulling these pins out. Already got this one most of the way out. Oops, there it goes. Let's go down there and get it. And this one here. Okay. All right, there we go. All right, so we're up here underneath, and we've got this pin that has to come out here so that we can take this nut off here. All right, got that one. Now, there's another pin over here. Try to get a better angle at it. There it is. Right up here. Okay, got it. All right, we gotta take this nut off up here underneath this main mounting pin here. Now, this is not the same order that the manual says. I haven't unhooked the hoses yet, but I wanted to be able to make sure I was going to be able to get all these off before I disconnected the hoses. Okay, taking these supply lines off. Got a bucket down there to catch the oil, or the fluid. that one disconnected. This is a 3/4 inch. Got Dora the Explorer there, covering up the hole for us. There we go. That was tight. All right, got those lines loose now. Now it's just got to take this pin out, and then there's a pin back in here at the end of that cylinder. So I'm going to take that one out first. Let's see if I can just tap on that a little bit. Yeah, it's free. So basically, I just got to reach down in there and get it. Move that out of the way. Okay, and here is that pin. It actually comes up, you got to pull it up through this hole here. There that is. Hey, working on my tractor again today, and I'm super excited. I finally got this pin broke loose. It's this pin right here. That thing is not easy to get out. I tried a number of different things, but finally was able to get it broke loose. So there it is, comes out. Looks like that. It's tapered, threaded on the end. Just trying not to mess up the threads here too much. I probably didn't look like it did too much damage. Anyway, that was the last thing I had to do to get this thing off of here. So now, should just be able to pull it out here. Okay, I want to show you something here. I got this out, and this pin here, which was such a bear to get out, I had put some penetrating oil on this last night, and as you can see, it's soaked down in there, and I just sprayed it around the edge of this because that's all I could really get to, but you can see it got down in there and did its job. I think that's the reason it broke loose this morning. So I had pounded on it quite a bit the other day and couldn't get it loose. And then I put some of that penetrating oil on. I came out this morning. I started by trying to jack it up from below, but the jack kept slipping off. So then I just tapped on it a few times with the chisel and it broke loose. So that was the last thing I needed. Now I'm going to take this cylinder in. I'm going to have it rebuilt and put it back on here, and we should have power steering. These are the lines right here. That one's missing an O-ring. It came off, I guess, whenever I pulled it off, and here's the other one, and it's kind of flattened out and it doesn't look real good. Yeah, I'd say that may be the problem. I've got a couple O-rings I got to replace on the hoses coming in, and it's these ones here, this size here. It's 1/16 wall 3/8 inside diameter and a 1/2 inch outside diameter. Got the power cylinder back and rebuilt, and now I'm going to put it back on the tractor. The guy said seals didn't look bad, but could have still been leaking, so these lines where they come in, I'm going to put new O-rings on them and just make sure we don't have any leaks anywhere else, and I think we should be good to go. Oh, looky there. He gave me 2 O-rings. That's cool. I didn't even notice that. Sweet. Alright, so I'm gonna put these on down here. Seems a little loose, but I guess that's right. That one seems to fit. That one seems a little loose. I suppose it'll probably work. Alright, I gotta put this pin back in. I gotta go down through here. So, that lined up. This just goes down through here. So, I'll tell you what, that went in a heck of a lot easier than it came off. Castle nut on. Alright, so I got this power steering cylinder back in. Had to put this pin here in and a cotter pin down there, another pin here, cotter pin down at the bottom. That one's really hard to get to. And put new O-rings on here. Put those hoses back on. And then a pin down there. Hopefully that fixes the leak. I got to put the radiator and the air cleaner back on. And then we'll be ready to try it out. Well, we got it all put back together and the steering's working like it should. So I guess that's all for now. Thanks for watching and God bless.